we actually have a lot of iron. We're actually quite rich at the moment. I just realized this, and I think, well, maybe it's very close, but I think together with the gold, we may have enough to create a beacon at this stage. It may just be enough. It may just be like a stack short, but I can fix a stack. The only problem is it's not smelted up, and yeah, I've been using my furnace here. I definitely think we have enough, actually. Oops, that's fish. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. I hope everybody are doing fan-freaking-tastic. Yeah, I think we have enough. But we need to smelt this up. So today, dudes, I want to focus on creating a smelting room. An underwater smelting room. I think that will be really good. I have been working a little bit here off camera in between episodes, trying to flood this room that we dug out on a stream quite a while ago now. And my hopes are to turn this into... I was originally wanting a nether portal here, but I've been talking with Stress Monster, and I think we're gonna make like a mega build nether portal together out in the glacier, which I think will be way cooler than having it. Well, maybe we could do both, but nevertheless, I think this room could be good for a smelting room. And my goodness, I really... These water pockets are just so bad and annoying. You have to do like that and that in order to get rid of them. And there we go. Okay. I flooded this entire room, and it took me 40 minutes with this little area. Flooding rooms underwater is just the worst because the game kind of bugs out and it does weird things. And anyway, long story short, I'm realizing that what I wanted to do, my entire project, may not be a one episode project. So we'll see how far we get, but I do want to start it. Essentially, the goal point will be to have an automatic smelter, and I want to use the new kelp so badly for the fuel. So if you burn this, you get dried kelp, and then you craft it together into kelp blocks, and they are very efficiently acting as fuel. I figured we should probably then start by doing a kelp farm, because I was getting carried away thinking where to place furnaces, how to automate it, and all those fun parts. But I think it's better if we start it with the thing that's actually going to power it or fuel it. So kelp is kind of like sugar canes, right? They grow, and they grow pretty quick from what I've read. And then you cut them off, and you don't cut them off at the bottom, and they keep growing, and you collect the drops. Now, believe it or not, but this farm would probably be easier to make overground, and only having the kelp being the things that's stuck in water. But I want to try, if possible, to make a little bit of a kelp farm underground. I'm not going to go mega on this. I don't think it's going to be necessary. If we do run low on fuel, I'll probably extend it, but I don't want to go mega. So how much is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's say 7 blocks. And we're going to place it in this wall here as you get in. 7 blocks wide. And do I want to do 1 row of kelp, or do I want to invest in like a swimming machine that can cut them down using slime blocks? And I may want to do that. It sounds a little bit complicated, but I may want to do that. This may just be way too tiny, but we're going to try this out. The idea would be to have... and then I should have dug this up before I started that segment. Ah, jeez. The idea would be to have the kelp grow down in this trench to give ourselves as much space as possible. Maybe even go 1 more down. It doesn't really matter. And I guess the shorter... Yeah, maybe this is stupid. The shorter you make these, the quicker they will harvest. Or the more often they will harvest, which is actually... may actually turn out to be more efficient than to grow them super tall, now that I think about it. It's the first time ever for me, okay? Yeah, let's bring them up 1 level. So what I'm saying is that the further down you grow them, or the taller you grow them before you harvest them, the longer you wait in between every harvest, right? Ideally, you would want to harvest it immediately when it grows, and then harvest it again. There's no real sense in waiting, other than, you know, not having pistons going off as frequently. I guess. But anyway, let's try this. So the idea would be to, on the second layer, place down a bunch of sticky pistons, like this, and then put a block in front of them. And the block, I assume that's going to do what sugarcanes does. And then we definitely want a block here, I think. The block is going to ensure the kelp to not go into the piston, because the piston isn't a full block when it's extended, but to go upwards instead. Because things float up. So, which is actually going to be quite interesting. So up here, we have to have a flowing water source that puts it into a collection system somewhere. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to use a lot of the iron, I guess, that we have to create this system, and also to create the smelter system. It's actually going to use up quite a bit of the iron, so we probably don't have enough for a beacon yet. But I feel like if we can't smelt the iron properly, then we probably should think about that first. Maybe not, but here's what we're going to do. The kelp is going to grow up into this water and then be cut off. I don't know if they grow all the way up there, or if that makes it into a... This may actually make it into... No, that's fine. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so then when we cut them off, let's just test this, I suppose. They're gonna float that way. Perfect. And then into that hopper chain. And if we have blocks here, I guess they're always gonna float to the right direction. Do I have any more kelp? Let's just try this again. So we harvest when they're up there. Boom. Ah, some get stuck over here, which is not so good. So if this block is an observer, the harvest mechanism will be triggered whenever this kelp block grows. That's just one kelp block it's checking. Obviously, it would probably be quicker if we use more observers. But I think I want to do it this way. Yeah, I think I want to do it this way. So we need to bring a signal down to the pistons. I may want to use one of these leaf signals that is new that you can use. Leaf can transfer redstone blocks, essentially. I may want to use that for this. Yes, you did hear me right. Leaves actually can be used to transfer redstone signal, which is pretty incredible. It's not that hard to understand. I kind of want to explain this. I think this was discovered by Psycraft. So I'm absolutely not taking any credit for this. I know a lot of you guys already know about it. But basically, what they did in 1.13 is, in order to check when leaves despawn and stuff, they added a tag to leaves, which you can see in F3, I believe. Yes, if you look on the right-hand side, you see that it says distance 7. This guy has distance 7. This guy has distance 7 as well from that wood block. And if I place one up here, it's still distance 7. That's kind of weird. Long story short, if the distance tag on the right-hand side can be read from a observer, right? So if I have connected leaves that are going to connect to that log block up there and then trigger that log block, we're going to trigger this observer, essentially. So to illustrate that, I'll just place a block here, and that's going to move the log block down, and as you heard, that also triggered my piston chain here. That's because the distance is now 4 on these, and the observer is picking up on that. So very, very, very cool way of transferring redstone. We have been able to do redstone transfers in the past, but this is actually very, very smooth. Now, this is not working at the moment because I have to delay, like the signal that comes out of this observer is too quick, so the pistons will leave the block behind, and I have to work that out. But long story short, really little cool mechanic. Awesome that I think it was the Psycraft guys that found out about this. I hope I'm right in that, because otherwise people may get mad. I'm not sure. But I should be able to, I don't even know, like the distance here is so short, but I should be able to do something like this. Have a block. Wow, this space is getting very cramped here. But have a block here with the dust on top. And as long as we update that observer now, we should not see any issues with the piston, I would think. And how do we do this the best? So that piston is extended at the moment. I need to update that again so it's resetting. And if I have a leaf block here, and I guess it has to touch the wood, so a leaf block there and there should do the trick. Oh, these are still leaving the stuff behind. Do I have to use a pulse lengthener here? I thought I could just use a repeater. We'll try that again. So now everything is reset. Say that the kelp grows. And... oh, yeah, right. Because water sources. Because I had a block there, right? So we place a source block back. And that actually worked. That worked. Let's try that again. Nice. Beautifully. Beautifully. So that's a very, very simple way of doing wireless. Or, no, it's not wireless, but it's a very, it's a cool little circuit, right? I think at least. Maybe for this project, the distance wasn't actually that great, so we could have got away with something more old-fashioned, but it's cool to use new mechanics. I'm trying to figure out why this water here is rendering differently. There is a water source there. It's exactly like the others. I'm a little bit confused, to be honest. Maybe that's just one of the features, in quotations, that this patch makes. I don't know. But I think I got the collection system worked out here. Pretty simple, really. We'll put a chest down here. And we'll have a hopper here. And I've tried to be conservative on hoppers. Just because of the iron. But basically this gives us a backlog possibility of 3 large chests. Which should absolutely be enough. And I believe that's lit up. So I can just close this up. Nice, okay. And I want to waterlog the chest, obviously. There we go. Oh, you only waterlog half of them at a time. Interesting. Very interesting. I may just well waterlog that. Can I waterlog a hopper? No. Okay. It doesn't really matter. I want to put a trapdoor down here. And a stair block. And it just harvested. No, we missed it. No. And I need to install the glass. But let's see. Yeah, we're getting kelp in the chest. That's good. But we missed it. I can't believe we missed it. Quickly now. Okay, nice. I got the glass placed down. That really obscured the vision. Really obscured the vision. That's a little bit sad. But we need the glass there to make sure that the kelp doesn't get harvested towards us. And yeah, I installed a trapdoor here. We have the collection system all in place. I think that is a finished farm. Don't know how quick it's gonna be. And I mean, it doesn't automatically smelt the kelp, which is something I may want to consider. But for now, I think honestly that's good. Once we get some kelp backlogged, like some fuel kelp backlogged, we'll be able to just refuel from the station. It will be running at all times we're in the base. And I think it turned out pretty cool. I worked a lot on the background, as you can see here with the different blocks, but it's barely visible, so that was a bit of a waste. Oh, there we go. Yes, it harvested. We caught it on camera. Ah, that's awesome. That is so cool. And look at that. All the kelp should be going in as well. We shouldn't be missing any. Ah, that's brilliant. Nice. And since we have such a backlog, I mean, I'm not really worried about this just harvesting. We could probably AFK and fill that chest overnight, I would think. Maybe I'm wrong in that, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's a very completed farm right there. For my smelter, I would love to, or I'm going to focus on the look of this thing. I was really bothered last season. I had one of these quick smelters. It was a little bit buggy, which I never told anyone. But also, it didn't look great. So I would love to have something, and this is going to be a challenging thing because we're underwater. But I would love to have something that is A, functioning, and B, looking good. Not in that order. I just want it to be doing both. So I want to try and design like a Hellforge furnace. A Hellforge furnace right here. Using stone bricks and trying to be a little bit clever about how to place these down. We're also, to illustrate the light coming out of this, I was planning maybe we could use magma blocks because That makes sense. It's gonna create bubbles and stuff. What happens if I have them there? Oh, that's great. Yes, that's really good actually. So let's go ahead and place down some sea lanterns underneath like this. That will keep the magma blocks fully lit. And I don't know if I like 3 in the middle or if I like the whole thing. I kind of like the whole thing. And I just realized if we don't have water sources here, the bubbles are not going to happen. Do we want bubbles though is the question. I mean, it may not make sense. But then again, we're not here to make any sense. We're here to have fun and build something cool. That looks like a mouth. Maybe this is the birth of a bumble furnace all night. No, I'm not gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. Oh, it would be funny though. But okay. If I have 2 blocks here, and then I build up like a what's meant to be a chimney. I know we're underwater. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's kind of the funny part here. And then for now, we'll just place down, I guess we can't really do this, but we'll place down some bricks. Just like that. Oh, okay, that wasn't a full block. Yeah, just like that. And of course the furnace, the Hellfire Forge furnace would be thicker than this, so it wouldn't just be 1 block, so it would be something like that. Look at that water. The water makes it look like a mustache. I'm in serious need of help. I got an addiction. but seriously, that looks like a mustache. Oh, trident guy, give me a trident, please. No, I thought he dropped the trident. No, can I pick these up? Ah, that sucks. No matter how hard I try, this is still going to look like a bumbo. And I think some of us will never ever unsee it. And I'm one of those hashtag believers. Am I right? No, it gets worse. Just take it away. Take it away. Okay. All right. Maybe we don't need this block here. Maybe that will help. I did change this out to cobblestone. I think, ooh, that looks kind of interesting and weird. Yeah, let's do it like this. Still has a nose. This skull still has a nose. I think it makes a lot more sense to have it in cobblestone. I then encased it with bricks instead, and like, I don't know. It's a Hellfire Forge. Alright? Don't say anything else. It's a Hellfire Forge. Or a bumbo. So, one cool thing would be to do something like this right in front of it. But I think the way this is going to be functionate, I think I want to make it so that I walk up here and I, boop, throw things in. And as long as we've created source blocks here, which I haven't, it's going to be sucked down in the center there. Or sucked down wherever. And I want to be able to do that, and that is... Can I not get in here anymore? I need my gravel, man. Jeez. Thank you. That may look even cooler, actually. Anyway. Yeah, I want to be able to go in, throw it, and that will get smelted. And then we'll have an output somewhere. And that shouldn't be too hard to do, because we have minecarts with hoppers. I'm now inside the mouth of our Hellforge furnace. Also, someone has been placing buckets of puffer fishes. Uh-oh. Someone has been placing these all around the server, and this guy nearly killed me earlier today. I don't know who has done it, but I'm kind of wanting to find out. So if you dudes know, then do let me know. It's very, very strange. Okay, so the way I can't remember. It's been 6 hours since I last recorded. Had to go do some other stuff, but I can't remember quite where I left you off. But the idea is we throw items in, and they're just gonna get sucked up by that minecart hopper. I learned something today as well. It has to be placed on a rail for it to suck up items through a block, which is quite interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, so we're gonna have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 long furnace array. I think that's going to be good enough, hopefully. I do these quite frequently these days. I think this is the best way to to quickly smelt stuff. I am very worried about this lava that I keep hearing, though. Okay, now I should be safe to place one there and one there. Right, and I'll probably have to take down this anyway. But the minecart will travel over here and it will bounce on this wall and then go all the way back. And as it does, it's going to trigger our fuel minecart as well. I still haven't figured out how to load this with fuel. That's a thing I'll have to figure out. But that is basically very simple how you make a furnace array. That's very effective, believe it or not. It's very, very effective. I have taken a decision, guys. We are going to have the loading station right here. And everything we throw in is going to go into this minecart. Yes. The trick with these things are always, or the challenge with these things are always to, when are we sending the minecart off to start burning? Because if you wait for the minecart to be full, then you're not really having a quick furnace. Because you have to wait for it to be full. So we don't want to do that. And we can't compare a minecart on a powered rail. So if we want to have it at a certain weight in the minecart, that doesn't work either. Because we have to use the old school unloaders with a detection rail. But even if we do use that, the minecart will say that we set the threshold to send it away when it gets 16 items, because that's 2 items per furnace. What if we want to smelt 15 items? It's never going to do anything. So instead of doing that, I want to have a trigger on this hopper, which I think, well, we may have to do both actually. 9 repeaters at 4 ticks. It's probably not going to do it, honestly. It's probably not going to do it. Man, this machine turns out to be a very heavy resource heavy contraption. But okay, so this should, in theory, be able to send off the minecart with a bit of delay whenever, let's do it like this. Whenever, let's do it like this. Whenever we send items into the furnace. You can try that by doing, let's just put a 32 in. You can see the pulse is slowly starting. And that was 11 items. Yeah, I feel like I want to have more repeaters for that pulse, because what is going on here? Why is it going up? Oh, it's still items there. Yeah, I feel like I want to have more items. Now we're going to be presented with the second problem. Say that the furnaces are full. Say that we have more than we put more in than the furnaces can handle. This is going to happen. It's going to basically lock it eventually. So we need to deal with that, and I need a detection rail here to deal with it, because there's no way we can compare the minecart. I don't think they've changed that. No. You can only compare it if it's on a detection rail. When the minecart comes back, if there's items in it still, we should have a switch that always sends a signal over to this system here. So we want to send a signal basically here. Yeah, so if I do something like that, it's going to ensure that whenever the minecart comes back, it's going to check if it has items in it. It's going to run this loop again, even though the hopper may be empty. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. I'm not very good with this stuff, but to demonstrate here, I guess we'll put this one block away. This is going to make the whole thing a little bit larger and clunkier, but it's also going to ensure that it always smelts everything, because that's generally a problem I'm having with these things. And now it's going to send 9 items and then go. Okay. Yeah, you see how this here keeps the signal on? So let me fast forward. We run out of input. You can see how this, whenever it comes back, it's going to trigger the same pulse again, making sure that it sends the minecart once again. Nice. Okay, so that actually solves, and then it's going to, now it should stop. Yeah. That actually solves the issues then. Alright, so I think I've just worked out a fuel system for this machine as well, which is great stuff. We're going to try this out. We're going to need another minecart and chestify it. Chestify it. I decided to put a hole here. I think that's suiting as well. So we put the fuel in here, and we're going to use, we'll have a minecart parked there. That's the, oh, I guess, yeah, I guess I have to, ooh, can I not, can you not? Okay. Okay. You know what? Boom. Someone said in the comments, how is boats in a chest, or chest with a boat not a thing yet? And I completely agree with that. A little bit of a side note. But okay, so the way this is going to work is every time this minecart triggers this pressure plate that we are, or this detection rail that we are re-triggering the system with, it's also going to trigger a pulse over to the fuel machine so that this goes and refills the fuel. And then you know, it may still have fuel inside it, but that's okay. It's always going to make sure to shoot that off at the same time. And I think can actually test this out. Let's just put in a couple of pieces of cobblestone, and we should see both being shot off. Yeah, there it goes. Very nicely. Okay. And then the fuel one goes back, and it's always going to go one extra time, so that's a good thing. There's not a lot of backlog space for the fuel. All we need now is a collection part, and that may be a little bit tricky. I don't know where I want the completed items to pop out, but I mean, it would be cool if they popped out in the ceiling. Okay, so I could definitely make that look nice. And you know what? I kind of like that. I kind of like that. That means that we can add space up there as well for more than just a single chest. Yeah. Yeah, and I think I can make that look pretty good as well. All we need to do, I mean, I'm saying all we need to do, it's going to be quite a bit of a project to get the items up there, but my idea would be that we would shoot them this way. I don't think there's any chance we can shoot them the other way. And then create an item elevator right here. No, turns out that our item elevator would pierce directly through Bumblefrost Stone Eye. Oh, no. Okay, this has been absolutely mad trying to get these item elevators in place. But if I've done everything correctly, the first one should be just about done. If I remove this bird poop, let's do this. Let's put some blocks in there. Oh no, they don't go into the dropper. I'm stupid. But okay, that's gonna transport the items up. They'll go over the ice. Hopefully slid these last two. I think they always will. Let's just try. Yes. Okay. Into this hopper. It's so messy because working around Bambocactoni or Brambocactoni. And then eventually ending up here. Yeah, I think this is good. Let's try that again with a cucumber. Ip! Should come here. Nice. Okay. And then we do the same here to bring it up to the next level. And then we should be good. This has been such an effort because of the fact that, of course, we have another room right next to it. We're getting the smooth stone in. We put in 29 and 3 was in there from the beginning. So we didn't actually get everything back. I wonder if that's because one furnace got overloaded and didn't have coal. Yeah. So 26 plus 3 is 29. And then there was 3 in there. Yeah, correct. Okay, so one issue is that when it comes back, it doesn't wait long enough for the hopper to load it up. So ideally, we would want to lock this repeater as long as a signal is already going through it, I guess, or as long as this here is lit. Right? We need this repeater to do nothing if we already get a signal from the hopper. And I think this here, as long as we are not bud powering the piston, which we're probably gonna do because Minecraft. But this here should do exactly that. This here should make it so that if this signal is on, this repeater is gonna power this piston, making it so that this block travels down instead of being able to send the signal. Yes, I've slept in here. Don't freaking judge me, okay? Anyway, it should push this block down, disallowing this comparator to send a signal to the circuit here. I also prolonged the circuit with 2 repeaters, and I moved the whole thing over by 1. We can't really break any blocks here because this... Yeah, that should be fine. Above here is where the next item elevator is. It's very tight. But okay, let's just try this again. So we load it with... We'll do it the proper way. And there may be an issue with bud powering. If so, I have to work that out. But I think in the theory is correct here. So 32 cobblestone is... Are we empty here? Oh, but we don't have any fuel in now. So I gotta refuel it as well. And why not smelt up a stack of kelp? Right? That's surely gonna be a much better thing. So fuel loaded with 8 cobblestone. And we're gonna try and get a stack of kelp smelted up. So in theory, like the issue with having it like we had it was that it wasn't going to be a super smelter because this here didn't load enough. But this is looking good. So now, why? Oh, I'm an idiot. As long as this has stuff in it, of course it's gonna keep the rest of the stuff powered. I think I've been playing too much Minecraft today. Well, I think I've tried every circuit that I could think of here. Circus? Yeah, it's almost like a circus. I think I've tried every circuit that I could think of here, and I just can't work out a system that does what I want, because this comparator on this hopper may be the issue here. The thing that I thought I was very clever about. Maybe we need to compare the signal on this hopper. But then if we smelt more than 5 stacks, we'll have the same issue. The problem right now is that we are always keeping the signal on, allowing the minecart to only load so many blocks because it will always get shut off again immediately. We may just as well rip this out and install a timer that just shoots it off of a timer as long as there's either items in the hopper or in the minecart. But I'm gonna have to do that some other time. Maybe I have to call in an expert because I'm out of time. I'm way out of time for today. I think I spent a good 6 hours just on that redstone. It's very weird. But look at this. We do have some dried kelp, and then we craft this. No, it's a 3x3. Oh wow, we're gonna need a lot of kelp then. Yeah, we crafted into these weird looking blocks, and that will be our fuel for our Hellforge furnace. That almost looks like a bumbo. But ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for today. Sorry I couldn't get it to fully work. I mean, I could leave it like we had it. It would work. It would just not be fully efficient. So I'm gonna think about this a little bit, and if I have to, I'll call in an expert. But I think maybe a timer is the better option to go here. So basically, a timer that triggers on the hopper input and triggers on this, and then just runs a loop as long as one of these are giving off a signal, I think is the way to go. But long story short, we did get a lot of this done. Next time we will be end busting with Mumbo. Yes, we're going to the end. It's gonna be so fun. So I think that episode will be out tomorrow. Have fun watching that, and I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Have a fan-freaking-tastic evening. Hit the like button if you did enjoy it, and I will see you guys in the next episode.